Welcome back to this special edition of the Nevis Newscast, a look back at the past year. The Information Technology Department launched a new Nevis Island Administration NIA e-government portal on May 2nd.
The e-services platforms that we hope to see unveiled today in relation to work permits and in relation to the Inland Revenue Department, we hope will help our public to have greater and easier access to the services that government offers.
From May 9th to 23rd, a number of agripreneurs and agro-processors benefited from an essential oils workshop, which was hosted by the Small Enterprise Development Unit (SIDU) in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture. Two participants who demonstrated the potential to establish viable businesses in this area were awarded a $5,000 grant as startup capital. They are also receiving business mentorship for 1 year, courtesy of SIDU. On May 15th and 16th, the NIA Cabinet was involved in a seminar hosted by the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. The seminar covered sessions on the development of the Commonwealth and the role of the CPA, the evolution of the parliamentary democracy and the Constitution of St. Kitts and Nevis, institutional aspects of the parliamentary system, including the relationship between the legislature, the executive and the judiciary, Parliament, democracy and civil society, the role of members of Parliament, including the role of the backbencher, practice and procedure in the House, women in Parliament, Parliament and human rights, and the media privilege, and members' interests and ethics and accountability of members of Parliament. On May 18th, the St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board made 2 donations to the Nevis Island Administration's Ministry of Health.
Because I could recall 13 years ago when the first bus was given. At present, we have 2 EKG machines, and I think we have a need for some more. I'm happy that Social Security has taken the lead role in giving us one of the many that we are looking for.
On May 24th, the Artisan Village was officially opened at its new location at Pinny's industrial site.
What we tried to do was to create something where our own people can come, relax, enjoy themselves, browse, eat, shop, and really have an experience for the entire family.
When Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley, held his monthly press conference on May 29th, he made a number of announcements with regards to appointments and employment by the Nevis Island Administration and its corporations.
Mr. Stedman Truss, our Cabinet Secretary, has been selected as the new chairperson of NEVLEC. Assistant Commissioner Liebert, retired, has been named Joseph Liebert as chairman for NASPA.
Premier Brantley also announced that the Ministry of Education has invested heavily in terms of security in the schools by installing closed-circuit television CCTV cameras.
I'm told that we have 18 cameras installed there. We have the capacity to expand up to 64. The system is functional. It is recording footage at the present. I think it's a sad day for Nevis when we have to install cameras at our schools. And we now have done so at the CSS, and we will quickly seek to do so at the Gingerland Secondary School as well.
The Cabinet of the Nevis Island Administration toured the recently completed administrative building of the Gingerland Secondary School on June 6th.
The building will house the offices for the principal, the deputy principal. It will also have offices for the secretary and areas for printing and so on. So it's a very large building. I think it has double the space of the office building that was here before. So it is us bringing the school into the modern era.
850 feet of asphalt road was constructed by the Public Works Department in the Lower Stony Grove area earlier this year. On June 6th, Minister of Works, the Honourable Spencer Brandt, noted that the road was completed in less than 2 months and expressed his satisfaction with the project.
This is an area that have seen over the years the desperate need to have this piece of road completed. It is an area also that funnel water from Upper Stony Grove, and the Public Works Department would have constructed a culvert under the road to make sure that the blockage and the flooding would have been eliminated.
Joseph Belgrave of Spring Hill and Lorraine Cassandra Phillip of Fountain Village were the recipients of new homes on June 14th, thanks to the Ministry of Social Development.
We are here to ensure that we continue to improve the lives of all who live on the island of Nevis.
The Social Development Minister also thanked the Honourable Hazel Brantley Williams and the Honourable Alexis Jeffers for their assistance. On June 19th, the Honourable Mark Brantley met with the Nevis Christian Council and the Evangelical Association for the first time as Premier of Nevis. He expressed the hope that the meeting would be the start of an ongoing regular engagement.
The churches have been and continue to be very important social partners. And so hopefully today we can hear from the Christian leaders that are present how the government can do more to partner with you.
On June 25th, Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley announced that the members of the Integrity in Public Life Commission had been appointed.
In the wisdom of the Deputy Governor General acting, she has selected Mr. Ricardo Keynes to function as chair of the Integrity in Public Life Commission. The other two members were Mr. Alfred Tyrrell, who was the nominee of the opposition, and Mrs. Sidney Newton, who was the nominee of the government.
The property tax amnesty, which was offered by the Inland Revenue Department during the month of June 2018, was described as a success by Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Mark Brantley, based on a report from the department's Deputy Comptroller.
Based on this initiative alone, total revenue collected for the period was $1.8 million, which is an increase of $764,000 or 71% when compared with 2017, when we only collected $1 million.
The property tax amnesty period has been extended to December 31st, 2018. Some renovation work took place at the Bath Stream this year in an effort to improve the experience at the natural therapeutic springs. The work was started by the Ministry of Tourism in May with the assistance of a volunteer group called the Friends of Bath Stream and labour provided by the Nevis Prison Farm. Premier Brantley has indicated that there will be regular maintenance of the Bath Stream going forward. A delegation from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, met again with senior officials in the NIA's Ministry of Finance on June 27th. Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Mark Brantley, listed a number of initiatives that the Ministry of Finance had taken, including concluding its debt restructuring arrangement with the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank, reforming concessions for developers, empowering small and medium-sized enterprises, including providing seed funding for female and young entrepreneurs, offering property tax amnesty, and seeking to grow the offshore sector. The IMF team indicated that they are encouraged by the NIA's focus on increasing the sustainable rate of the growth for the island. On July 3rd, the Nevis Island Assembly passed the Tax Administration and Procedures Amendment Bill 2018.
Where any taxpayer A fails to furnish tax returns in accordance with Section 10 of the ordinance, or B fails to pay taxes as they become due and payable for 3 consecutive tax periods, or C is convicted of an offence under Section 60 of the ordinance, the Comptroller may publish in a newspaper circulating in St. Christopher and Nevis the name of the taxpayer and the reason for publishing. Inserting a new subsection 6 as follows. And so there'll be a new 37.6, Mr. President, which reads, a person who fails to pay tax, being the whole or part of the remainder of any tax due or payable under this Act, by the due date shall be liable to a penalty equal to 10% of the amount of the tax due.
The Nevis Freedom of Information Bill 2018 was also passed unanimously on July 3rd.
The Freedom of Information Act, Mr. President, allows for the full or the partial disclosure of previously unreleased information and documents controlled by any public authority.
Minister of Disaster Management, the Honorable Alexis on July 3rd announced an incentive as a means of helping residents to make adequate preparations for the hurricane season.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Disaster Management made a proposal, like I said, to the Cabinet of the Nevis Island Administration for the consideration of granting of waiver of custom duties to all citizens and residents as they prepare for the hurricane season on hurricane shutters.
On July 5th, the Nevis Island Administration's Department of Labor hosted its first job fair, which was hailed as a success. The one-day forum, which catered to more than 130 participants, was held with the theme, Preparing Our Youths for the World of Work. The job fair featured presentations on workplace behaviors and policies, occupational health and safety, social security benefits, healthy workplace tips and first aid procedures, disaster preparedness and labor laws. According to Chief Labor Officer Gary Liebert, a number of public and private sector organizations are now partnering with the Department of Labor to train persons. A first-of-its-kind Principals Appreciation Dinner for heads of schools was hosted by the Ministry of Education on July 16th.
This dinner, this appreciation, can only go so far, but I believe it signifies that we are serious about our schools. We are serious about giving the support that is necessary to our principals and to our teachers.
The event also saw awards being presented to 3 former school principals, Edson Elliott, Ermelita Elliott, and Edina Taylor, for their years of dedicated service to the Ministry of Education. Members of the Nevis Island Administration's Cabinet met with the High Command of the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force on July 20th.
This administration is fully committed to the police force and fully committed to the men and women that put their lives on the line every day to ensure our safety and security. And so these meetings will be a regular occurrence.
Representatives of private security firms who offer their services in Nevis were also invited to meet with the NIA's cabinet on that day, as Premier Brantley said they augment the work of the police and military.
And we want, through this meeting, to start the necessary dialogue with the private security firms and to allow them to understand that we are offering a partnership with them, the government and them, to seek to enhance the safety and security on the island.
A number of crime-fighting initiatives to be implemented by the NIA were announced by Premier and Minister with responsibility for security on Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley, on July 26th.
The Nevis Island Administration has decided to waive all duties, customs service charge and VAT on home and business security devices. We are waiving all customs duties and VAT on the purchase of specialized vehicles to be used by private security firms in executing their duties. We will waive customs duties only on the importation of firearms by licensed private security firms to be used exclusively in their business.
At his July 26th press conference, Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley congratulated teacher at the Charlestown Secondary School, Mavis Paris, for attaining a scholarship to pursue studies in batik in Indonesia.
They should be studying in Indonesia for a year. And if you're asking why Indonesia, of course, Indonesia is the home of batik. That's where it started. And so they are the original batik exports, if you will. And so the idea is that she would go there for a full year at their expense. And at the end of that period, we hope that she will be certified and will then be able to come back and train others.
While July 26th saw the official opening of Culturama 44 at the Cultural Village, it also saw the launch of the slogan competition for Culturama 45, a full year in advance of the opening of the 2019 edition of the Summer Festival. Meantime, patrons of Culturama 44 were able to enjoy the festival in comfort following renovation work at the Cultural Complex, while the first phase of rehabilitation work to the stage, vendors' booths and seating area was completed. According to Minister of Culture, the Honourable Eric Evelyn, the work is scheduled to continue in preparation for Culturama 45. On July 24th, 18 persons from the medical field as well as community caregivers here in Nevis graduated with UE certification in basic gerontology or care of the elderly, thanks to collaboration among the Alexandra Hospital, the Flamboyant Nursing Home, the UE Open Campus here in Nevis, and the Grange Nursing Home on St. Kitts.
We have seen it fit to enhance the lives of you, the graduates, and of course you are in a better position now to continue to enhance the lives of the seniors and the elderly that you care for.
The Honourable Mark Brantley on July 30th issued a statement as Premier of Nevis saying the government and the community must be resolute and committed in their fight to restore respect for life and to bring an end to all acts of violence.
The Nevis Island Administration is taking the further step and hereby announces with immediate effect a revolving fund to provide rewards of $25,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for this and for any other homicide that has been committed on the island of Nevis.
On August 17th, the Honourable Alexis, Chairman of the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation's Board of Directors, was on site at the Long Point Port as a number of the island's truckers transported aggregate from the government quarry to be shipped overseas, the third such shipment for 2018. The other two shipments were exported to Guyana. The members of the Nevis Island Administration's Cabinet met on August 21st in a more relaxed setting at the Four Seasons Resort, Nevis.
This is the first in what we hope to be fairly regular cabinet retreats. The idea is for us to spend some time together, quality time, so to speak, and to be able to talk to each other in a forthright and frank and probably not so formal way as we would normally do when we're in the cabinet rooms.
A totally electronic system was used for the first time on August 21st for the payment of government salaries and other payments issued by the NIA's Treasury Department to persons who supply goods and services to the administration. According to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Colin, Dore, the new initiative is part of the government's move towards a paperless society. The Republic of China on Taiwan officially handed over 1.75 million EC dollars worth of equipment to the Nevis Island Administration on August 28th. The donation included a JCB backhoe, 2 Massey Ferguson tractors, 2 Toyota Hilux pickup trucks, and a check of $15,000 for the purchase of a walk-in freezer for the agro-processing unit. 1 Toyota Land Cruiser was also donated to the office of the Premier. Her Honor Haile Talibot was sworn in as Deputy Governor General on August 31st.
It is with a sense of pride and humility that I accept this esteemed position of Deputy Governor General for the island of Nevis. I am grateful and deeply touched by your commendation and by the confidence and trust you have placed in me.
For the first time, a woman has been appointed to the full-time position of Deputy Governor General. Junior Minister, the Honourable Troy Liburd, delivered an address on August 30th on the performances of students on Nevis in the 2018 CXC examinations. Mr. Liburd, who delivered the address for the first time as Minister of Education, congratulated the students, teachers and parents on their success during the May-June CSEC and CAPE examinations. He noted, however, that mathematics remains a serious concern.
We say congratulations to those who were successful, and at the same time, we encourage our teachers and students to continue to give maximum effort on this important subject area.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back to wrap up our year in review.